So detailing this more advanced shape, the next thing to do in terms of detailing is work out roughly where the shape of this fish is going to go. And the key feature of this is going to be the back of the tail there. So I'm just going to add on roughly where I think the tail is going to go. Come in evenly to about there. That's about even top and bottom there. And then from there, if I subdivide this section, again that's about the middle of the front of the fish. I'm just going to sweep round there. I'm just going to draw it on the front surface for a start, just because that's going to be the most important surface. Again, just come down to parallel to there. I can draw that bit on, so I'm imagining where it will go on there. So that's given us the basic fish shape, and then from there I can look at the fin shape round here. Bring that fin shape round that bit. So I'm actually quite happy with that. It can have a fairly flat fin at the back there. Now, all I'm looking at is maintaining the same distance. So if that's that height there, so it's about 8mm, if I just match that line, the top line down here, about an 8mm gap, then that should give me that fin shape. If I just carefully rub out the other lines, again I'll apologise now if the camera's shaking slightly, it just tends to do that when you're rubbing with the camera set up as it is. So that gives us a fin shape, and again if we're looking at the depth, what we're looking at is where these lines, if we had a line running parallel from there to there, if I slid that up, so I'm touching the edge of the surface there, so that line there will go through. Now I'd be able to see, if I keep the pencil on that angle, matching those two up, same angle all the way up, I would see that side until it disappears about there. So that's going to be kind of my cut-off point around there. So I can match that angle, running round, then it's going to kind of blend in there. And again with this section here, we're going to see the thickness from the corner, because obviously you've got your width there. It's going to match that angle, so again I can just follow that down until it terminates. It's going to hide behind there. This bit down here, it depends with the angle, you probably won't actually see much of that just because of the angle, because that angle there matches so closely to this. You might just see a little bit of width there at the bottom. Then from there, add an eye on our fish. Fishes have mouths quite like that, but there we go, and add the mouth on the fish there. Can add some gills if we want on down here. And for getting this wave effect at the front, what I would do with that is I'd just roughly break it up. So we've got the same start point for each wave, and then I'm going to draw a wave shape on top. So a clearly recognisable wave shape going on. And again, we're just looking at where, in the case of this one, where the vertical line would touch on. So I can join those two bits there, join that bit there, join that section there, and I would see something at the back. So on each of these points, I'm bringing down a line that's the same length as the width of the material. And then from there, I'm just matching curves again. So I'm following that top curve round, matching on, follow that curve round. Terminate about there. So it's all about estimation, this. If you've got good spatial awareness, you should be able to do this quite easily. And sometimes it's just about taking a little bit of artistic license. So got our fish on there. We could add a couple of pencil holes in here in each of the waves. Just add in additional detail, so that'll work quite nicely there. I could maybe add a pot if I wanted to do behind the back here. In fact, do you know what? I'll add a little pot on there, even though it's going back a stage, doing a bit more crating. I'll pop a crate in there just so I can get it roughly positioned. Put the circle on there, then draw the pot within it. And again, I'll rub this all out when we look at thick and thin, and you'll see the next stage of the drawing with it be more clean and tidy.